welcome. You are watching India.com with me, Mallika Mehzabeen. And in conversation today, we have a very special guest with us. Somebody who is a rising star, and I would say that he has paved his own path in Bollywood. Let's welcome none other than Babil Khan. Hi, Babil. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
All good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. How are you
So
feeling today?
good, good. And ever since I saw the trailer of Logout on Z5
Yeah,
Global,
yeah.
I must say that एक शब्द जो मेरे मुंह से ऐसे निकला ना, it was relatable, extremely relatable to all of us. I mean, every youth and everybody out there. So the trailer is getting a lot of love, immense love. कैसा लग रहा है? How are you feeling? What is the experience like?
Today we're doing global interviews, but apparently I have not checked the reviews, but in India, people are liking. So, but then again, I don't check reviews and all because to check good reviews and liking them means when you see a
Hmm.
bad review, you will hate them. So to really disconnect yourself from that, you have to not check, and you have to really just indulge in the journey rather than the outcome. We tried our best, we gave it our best shot. Let's see what happens.
Great, lovely. You know, just I told you कि it's very relatable, right? So what was this one thing for you to say yes to the project apart from it being relatable? क्या
I
ऐसा था
didn't say
ऐसे?
yes to the project. Okay, so I did this audition when Kala hadn't my first work hadn't come out. Sorry about that. When even my first film hadn't come out. No work was there. So I was
Hmm.
auditioning for everything, and
Hmm.
to I auditioned for this, and then I met the makers of the film, and I was not in a position to be like, no, I will not do this project. It was more about, oh my God, I got it. I got the role.
Hmm.
Yes, let's go. Then I got to read the script and I
Hmm.
realized that, damn, it's a huge, in a very selfish way, in a very selfish reason, for a selfish reason, I was like, there's 90% of screen time is me. So I get to just try my best and showcase whatever I could back then. It
Hmm.
was 2 years ago. Now, when I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, I could have done this, I could have done that. There was so many things I could have done.
Hmm.
But of course,
Hmm.
2 years ago, I am I'm happy with I wouldn't say happy, but I'm okay with what I've done because it was also, yeah, I was very new when I did this film. I had no idea what I was
Hmm.
doing. But
Hmm.
yeah, it was not about choosing the project. It was about giving the audition, getting the role, and feeling excited for selfish reasons, then researching into the film. Researching
Hmm.
into that's when I realized that, oh my God, this is a very one for in a public aspect, in a societal aspect,
Hmm.
it is relatable not only today, but it will be relatable tomorrow, and it was
Yes.
relatable 50 years ago. It's just that the context would change. Today it's phone,
Hmm.
back then would be
Hmm.
something else, but the context
Hmm.
is basically the fact कि लोग क्या कहेंगे उस पे आप image बना लेते हो ना, like
Hmm. Hmm.
what will people say, and when you
Hmm.
create an image based on the opinions of others,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
lose your individuality in the process by attaching your identity to that image,
Hmm.
that will
Hmm.
be relatable in all times. It's just the context that will change.
Hmm.
So yeah,
True, very
that's
true.
cool. I think that's
That's definitely very cool. You know, you said you this project was shot even before Kala, right?
not short, but I auditioned it before Kala released. But Kala
Hmm.
and Railwayman, I had shot. Friday night plan, I think I was shooting, and
Hmm.
yeah. And then Kala Promotions, I gave this audition.
Hmm. So, throughout this लॉगआउट की जर्नी क्या ऐसी
Mhm.
लर्निंग्स रही आपके लिए आगे जो आपको ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ दिस इज समथिंग आई कैन कीप इट फॉर माय फ्यूचर
Yeah.
क्या रहा? हम्म.
जर्नी, अरे वही जो सीख थी कि हमें like we love saying no that I am not this person, I'm not that person, but we
हम्म.
are. We love saying,
Hmm.
I
A
don't
bit of
have
us, a
darkness.
bit of
I'm a
us.
good guy. I'm a good person. Good, bad, right, wrong,
Hmm.
left, right, black,
Hmm.
white. All of this is extremes. We never try to uh, explore what's in the middle, and we do exist
Hmm.
in the middle. And that's
Yeah.
why all the anxiety, of being good, of being bad. Oh, we do something and we judge ourselves as bad people. That's not true. It's just a side of you that you've explored, become aware of, and now you can choose whether you want to be that or not. You can
Hmm.
choose who you
True.
want to be, but you are everything. There's
Hmm.
everything inside you. There's a murderer inside you. There's a bomber inside you. Like a there's the evil aspects inside you. There's the yang to the
Hmm.
yin.
Yes.
All of it
Hmm.
is inside you.
Hmm.
But we choose what we want to be. We choose whether we
True.
want to walk in the dark or we want to go towards the light.
Hmm.
So that ways it was awesome for me to learn that, okay, I do care about what people think. I
Hmm.
really do care about external validation. And as an artist, I always will, a part of me always will. But rather than
Hmm.
making it my identity, rather than letting it affect me so much, I can also
Hmm.
not react to it and observe it and see what happens inside me. And
Hmm.
when I
True.
detach from that, then I can
Yeah.
truly explore my individuality.
डिटैचमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं तो कभी
जी,
ऐसे लगा कि एकदम लॉग आउट कर जाऊं मैं सब जगह से चाहे वो
मैं तो
सोशल
कर ही
मीडिया
लेता
हो
हूँ।
कुछ भी।
मैं तो
अच्छा।
करता हूँ मैं।
व्हाट
हाँ,
व्हाट डज
मतलब
इट
वो
फील
तो मैं
लाइक?
कर ही लेता हूँ, मतलब वो तो मेरे लिए बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है
हम्म।
कि जब जितना आप जो आपका मन कह रहा है, आपका गट कह रहा है, और आप उसको जितना
हम्म।
अवॉइड करते हुए चलते रहते हैं, जैसे आप वो उसकी हमारी दुनिया में हमारे बहुत सारे फॉर्मूलाज होते हैं ना, ये आप नहीं कर सकते, ये आप करना पड़ेगा। अरे किसने बोला? आपको जो करना है आप कर सकते हो। यू नो व्हाट आई मीन?
हम्म।
लाइक दीज
हम्म।
कांट डूज एंड दिस यू हैव टू डू दिस।
हम्म।
When you start listening to that too much without
हम्म।
without putting thought into it, without
हम्म।
really asking why to
हम्म।
yourself first and then presenting your ideas,
हम्म।
it kills your soul in a way. It doesn't kill it, but it burdens it. It burdens your soul. So yeah, in those times I've logged out and completely disappeared and gone scuba diving, thrown my phone into the ocean, and just since, yeah, I really
Wow,
have.
lovely.
This is
हम्म।
a true story. I have
हम्म।
thrown that phone into the Andaman Sea. I did. I got a call while I was scuba diving, and it was this call about
Impulsive call.
it. No, it was a business call. It was a call about I had,
हम्म।
yeah.
No,
नहीं, वो
I
impulsive
meant.
action was not impulsive. It was so smooth. It was because I knew the moment I received the call, I knew I am going to throw this phone. I answered the phone,
हम्म।
and then I was told that,
हम्म।
oh, you have these certain obligations that you have to do, and we cannot miss this, and you can't do
हम्म।
this, and you have to do this, and then you won't do this, Babil, okay? I was like, yes, yes, of course, of course. I'll just so then they were like, so please come back right now, and then we finish this, and then you have to do this, that. I was like, yeah, yeah, of course. I'll just be right back. And I cut the phone and threw the phone in the ocean. Very calmly I threw it. It was not like an aggressive move. It was just like, चलो आपका time खत्म। फेंक दिया। फिर उसकी
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
am yeah, I am like that. No, can't do anything
Quite
about
an anecdote, I would say, but yes, definitely liked it. Babil, from color
Hmm?
to logout, we as
See?
audience, we have seen you grow as an actor. But how do you say, like, what do you have to say for yourself actor in all of these years?
Don't zoom out. Why are you asking this question? Why are you asking me to analyze myself? I went to the screening yesterday. Like first I watched my films like this. Oh no. Okay. And then yeah, I can't judge my work right now because there is so many I still take so much pressures. There is a lot of I'm still trying to transform that pressure into something that is productive and that grows inside me and that helps me with my growth. I'm still on that journey. I still take a lot of pressure on myself. And so I'm not in a position to analyze my work, but I would say that I have worked on the craft. I have worked on the fact that I'm not scared of auditions at all anymore. I give as many auditions as I can, and I use those auditions as practice, you know, because we
Hmm.
don't actors usually don't have means to practice, especially
Hmm.
when they become celebrities. Like we can't go
Yeah.
anywhere. I can't go to a normal workshop and not be Babil or not be, not have the whole this opinions of everybody.
Hmm.
Like I have become a democracy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's not my voice that matters anymore. But I am on that journey to make that matter.
Hmm.
To not make it a, yeah.
Um, Go on,
प्लीज
go on,
प्लीज
go on. Please
नो
go
नो
on.
अब मैंने बोल दिया मैं ज्यादा ही बोल मतलब कुछ ज्यादा आपने सही सही जगह मुझे टोका आप प्लीज बोलिए क्योंकि मैं कुछ
Um,
ज्यादा बोल
you know,
देता
hmm, I'm pretty sure हमारी ऑडियंस ऐसे आपको बोलते हुए सुनना चाहेंगी because there are a lot of people who would really want to know who Babil Khan is,
yes
what his thought
yeah
process is. So, coming back to the pressure point,
Mhm.
you're here, and I have to tell you this that
He's
I am a
a fan of
big
my
time
father.
means big time. Yes.
Yes,
Irfan sir is
I am.
somebody, I'm sure you must have listened or heard this
But it never gets old.
gazillions of
It
times.
never gets old because he deserves it.
Yes, exactly. Whether it is Karma, whether it is
करीब करीब सिंगल
Kareeb Kareeb Single or
मदारी
Piku or
पान सिंह
Pillu
तोमर
Barber.
पीकू पिल्लू
Yes,
बारवर लंच बॉक्स
exactly.
and it's you can't
Definitely.
you start talking you can't stop, you know
Definitely.
what I mean? Even I face that trouble, like
Yeah,
to stop
exactly.
myself from
Exactly.
talking about him because even I want to just do Paul, you know.
So,
Yeah,
but that's lovely. That's very lovely that, you always keep that happy memory of Sir Irfan
of
sir with you.
course, yeah.
Uh, hmm.
I
So,
yeah, I
hmm,
think I understand what you're saying. So
hmm,
I would just like to say that that pressure, what we're talking. First of all, I don't see his shadow as a shadow. Okay,
hmm,
I don't see it as a shadow. I don't see it as something that I want to get out of and make my own identity. I cherish his memories. I cherish
hmm,
the person he was. He is today. He
hmm,
is. And it's so beautiful how when an artist surrenders themselves completely to art,
hmm,
they become
hmm,
immortal. He's gone, his body is gone, but
hmm.
he's still alive.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
indeed.
And
Yeah.
that only happens with fearlessness,
Hmm,
but with fearless kindness. This
hmm,
has to
hmm,
be a
hmm.
balance. Like
Yeah.
you have to be able to say no, be like, no, I
Hmm,
don't want to do this because this is not who I am, and
hmm,
I will say this, or I want to do this because this is who I am, but also find a way to be kind, charming, funny about it, so
hmm.
that you at least in within your circumference of people, you are keeping people lifted rather than
Yes.
burdening them. You're
Hmm,
trying you are keep making an environment, a space where people can grow with you
hmm,
and come, get on top, like explore with you rather than succumb and rather than
hmm,
become a
hmm.
shadow of themselves.
बट कभी ऐसे फील हुआ क्योंकि व्हेन यू हैव बीन एसोसिएटेड विद इरफान सर's नेम, तो
Mhm.
कभी एक ऐसा फील हुआ कि एक वो थोड़ा सा हल्का सा प्रेशर है कहीं ना कहीं,
उनका भी बहुत प्रेशर
आइदर
है
यू
यार,
हैव
बहुत प्रेशर है, मुझे तो बहुत प्रेशर फील होता है, बट दैट्स द जर्नी वेयर आई बिकॉज दैट इज मी बीइंग that is my identity
हम्म
figuring out a way to survive when I
हम्म
that the journey to I have to take is to not take that identity too seriously.
हम्म
It's that's very important. So that pressure will at some point go from burdening me to cherishing me as a person.
and
To
like embracing as well, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because pressure, if you see as a term, and if you just break it down to its rudimental functions, even in
हम्म
the material world, in physics, pressure can either break something,
हम्म
genuinely, it can just break an object, or it could, if you put it on the right, at the right time, and if
और
you put it on the right object, then suddenly that rock turns into a diamond.
yeah,
You
true.
know what I mean? So,
हम्म
or a or a rock turns into sculpture. So if you put
Mm,
pressure and if you observe it and if you apply it in the right way to
mm,
yourself,
mm,
I think pressure is great. But
mm,
I'm still on that journey. I still,
mm.
falter on that journey. I still feel panic and anxiety and like, oh my God, what am I doing? Am I good enough?
तो I'm very sure because जब से लोगों ने आपको बहुत सारे चाहे वो रेलवे मैन हो चाहे वो कला हो देखा है आपको आपके काम को पहचाना है आई एम प्रीटी श्योर दे हैव रियली 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 लव्ड यू फॉर हु यू आर एंड द काइंड ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स यू हैव प्लेड सो फार सो इट्स लवली द जर्नी इज अमेजिंग क्या ऐसी कोर लर्निंग्स रही कमिंग बैक टू माय क्वेश्चन क्या ऐसी कोर लर्निंग्स रही इरफान सर से जो आपको लगता है कि यू कैन टेक इट फर्दर एंड अप्लाई इट इन ऑल योर प्रोजेक्ट्स चाहे वो लॉग आउट हो चाहे वो कोई भी अपकमिंग आपका आने वाला प्रोजेक्ट हो
बिगेस्ट आई हैव ऑलवेज मेरे को मैं हमेशा सरेंडर के बारे में बात करता था कि पापा कैसे बहुत बातें करते थे ना जब मैं छोटा था मुझे कुछ सरेंडर के बारे में समझ भी नहीं आता था लेकिन what surrender does to you when you start honestly just acting on it and having had listened to it for so long when you surrender to your art or to the story suddenly you're not taking your identity seriously. You're not attaching your identity to any sort of image that is formed by other people and other people's opinions. You're just surrendering to what life is trying to make you do. And the important thing is that in Logout, my character, that is his journey. Like that, he is so attached to the image of what of people's opinions. He's so attached to Pratman rather than himself, rather than Pratyush, that he forgets who Pratyush is,
Yes.
who the human being is, and that journey Pratyush takes from becoming Pratman to having the empathy again, and that empathy will only come with surrender and with detachment of one's image. And I think Baba has said this in a lot of interviews that you create an image about me and I'll go break it. I'll break my own image. Watch me break my own image. And he's done that throughout his career. लोगों ने बोला आप विलेन के कैरेक्टर बहुत अच्छा करते हो चलो विलेन विलेन अरे then he broke it did something else अरे यार आप ये बहुत अच्छा करते हो broke it became funny ये बहुत अच्छा broke it became romantic you know what I mean so it's like it's all about just not attaching yourself to your image not taking that image too seriously not giving too much attention to your identity these things are all survival mechanisms to explore and be creative and have empathy you must know what your gut and what your soul is trying to say. And that's what happens with Pratyush. Killed it. Yes.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, so with that, we come to an end of our session. It was such a lovely
Yeah.
conversation with you, Babil, and sending you all the good wishes for the project
Thank you.
Logout.
Thank you.
All
Thank
the
you
very
so
best.
much. Thank you so much. I
Thank you. Bye bye.